Hey everyone, welcome to Get Shit Done with Georgie. For tonight's session, we're going to be going over web design for non-designers using Canva. And I'm going to be going over how to use Canva, how to set up an account, how to make a simple flyer, Facebook header, just like a lot of web design tools and products that you could create by using this cool online tool that is mostly free called Canva. So I'm going to switch to sharing my screen now so that you guys can see how Canva works. So canva.com, I guess I'll log out really quickly. When you go to canva.com, this is how it looks. Oh, there's a lot of stuff popping up. And it doesn't look like much in the beginning. But once you get into the program, it's a whole lot of different features and a lot of tools that you can use to design very beautiful images and graphics. Google, your email, and as they say, over 10 million people are designing on Canva. It's a great resource to make beautiful graphics, such as the one that I made right here for this specific event. And 90% of the flyers that I create are using Canva. The others I use InDesign or Illustrator because I know about Adobe Studio. But Adobe Studio, as we all know, comes with a monthly fee. And for those who are trying to avoid the monthly fee, a quick, easy, budget-friendly, so it's free thing to use is canva.com. So once we're inside of Canva now, I'll log in. See some of the stuff that I started creating. At the top, it asks you if you wanted to create a design. So some of the design options that it allows you is, social media posts, Instagram posts, and these are already perfectly sized for each platform. So that's really, really helpful. So if you want a Twitter header, if you want a Twitter post, a presentation, a desktop wallpaper, and then it also these are like the most popular ones, but then it also categorizes it by social media, documents you might need, blogging and ebooks, marketing materials, social media headers, so YouTube, Facebook, Tumblr, Google, LinkedIn, just all the very popular platforms, events, if you want to have a postcard, a wedding invitation, an announcement, or even ads, because you might want to figure out what size your Facebook ad should be. Instead of creating something from scratch, you could just use one of these templates. So we could design an ad. So once you get inside of Canva and you select what you want to design, it gives you a whole bunch of free as well as paid options for your layout / templates. So they have pre-made layouts, which is really awesome and easy, so that you could quickly come in, select the layout, add your own specific touch to it, again, and you're ready to go. So that's the layout section. If you want to upgrade your account, you could get access to teams and team templates, all your designs, similar to like Google Drive, how you can work in teams. But we'll leave that upgrade option until the end. A second thing that they have in Canva that helps you edit things really easy is the different elements. Photos, grids, frames, shapes, lines, illustrations, icons, charts, and I love Canva momentum. So free photos, you click there and you see stock free photos such as like this cool background with the horse, outer space, and then let's take off the stuff that's already there. This right here, and boom, you have a whole new background. So you could explore these free photos that you're open and ready to use. They also have grids, so you see how this photo kind of aligns. So let's delete that background. So this is just basic full grid. if we wanted to put this grid that allows us to then use 2 different photos, you could go back to free photos and just drag and push that photo into that specific section of the grid, and boom. And you may be wondering, we just had some text on the screen. Where did that text go? So that text, because I added this grid afterwards, that text is now ordered behind the photo. Put the photo in front of the text in front of the photo is we'd go click on the photo, then click arrange and send it to the back. So send it to the back, and now we have that text on there again. And you know, we can move it over so it's like a better view of the text. And it looks right here. This looks really great. It looks like a little postcard that could be sent out or something like that. So they have hundreds of grids. So you could put, you know, collages, you can make momentums, and really cool stuff there. Now frames. Frames are similar to grids, but let's take this away. But frames are just that, like a picture frame that has like a different angle. You could like put like a phone. So let's go back to our free photos. So these are some of the frames. They could have actual frames. So let's take these 2 frames. And then we could go back to photos and drop some images in there. Again, this cool image right there. And add our space. And because our text was white, you can't see it right now. We could just change the text quickly. Once we go over text down here, you'll see how I'm changing the text. But for now, you don't need to pay attention to it. I'm just changing the color so we could see it better. All right, great. So that's perfect. Looks good. The next thing we could go over is shapes. So now, you know, you could add like a, I don't know why I picked that. I don't know what it's called. Hexagon, octagons, heptagons. Let's go with a circle. Circle here, so it's like a really interesting design. You have a whole bunch of shapes. Sorry about that. Ugh. Computer freezing. Okay, lines. You know, a bunch of lines and arrows. And you could customize them however you like. Illustrations. This section right here is pretty cool. So you could add an illustration that's already pre-made. Let's go with the earth. And then you could change the color. So right now it's green and yellow. I could change it to red and yellow. Red and navy blue, black color. So, you know. And then to just delete any objects you just selected. Even though these are all random elements, they're coming together as though they are one. It's pretty good. So yeah, there's hundreds of illustrations here for whatever you need. And an easy, quick way to search the illustrations is through the search bar, but we'll get to that in another second. I don't know why my elements freaking out. These got really separated. My computer is kind of uncrazy. So let's just do a quick search for different elements, such as window. Okay. You know, you have free images of windows, and you have like these elements of like graphics that are in windows. And you can still look at the illustrations, so they give you the illustrations, or you could have photos, or you could just have it be general for all. Okay, my thing's still a little bugging out, but hopefully it'll start working again. But I think you guys got the drift. Oh, actually, here are icons, because we went over illustrations and then icons that you can add. Again, you could change the color of the icon to be a color that fits your design better. And what else is there? Charts. Pretty useful tool. Again, my computer is like freaking out. Let's Go back to Canva, leave this page, and start over. What's really going on right now? Yeah, let's go back to that image that we had. And hopefully my elements are working. Okay, great. So as I mentioned, charts. You could add amazing, beautiful charts, and then, you know, edit the data. So if I want this to be 11:22, and you could see it changing over here when I put another number, 65. So you see the change of the charts aligning with the numbers that I'm putting in. Then you could style the chart. But like, you know, changing the color. And then the style is just like what it looks like. So if I want like this kind of chart or however you want it to look. Very customizable. And like I mentioned last, that squishy in the background is my lovely little human who wants a lot of my attention. She'd be taking a nap for this session, but she's not, and that's totally fine. Life happens. And you have like all this interesting Canva type customizable things. So that's pretty cool as well. So these cool graphics just to show support and love for Canva. Next, we're going to move on to text. I mentioned text earlier when we were kind of messing around with this text up here. They have a whole bunch of customized pre-made options where they have the text inside of it already with a certain font. So you just go in and write the wording that you want. So there's hundreds of these free pre-made written up text styles to make something look really awesome and easy. You just, you know, you click on it, then you edit the details to match your specific event, and you're good to go. So once you have the text on this side, which you to highlight it, similar like in Word or Google Docs, you highlight it, and then you go up here to change the font. They have a good selection of fonts in their libraries. Some, you know, like these ones that you see on a lot of graphics right now. You could change the size of the font. You could change the color. You could change if you want it bold or italic. Some fonts do not have a bold or italic option. You can change the layout. Do you want it right, just left justified, center, right? Do you want it capital letters, lowercase letters? Do you want bullet points, not bullet points? The spacing of the letters. So do you want it to be spaced out like a lot or a little? Then the line height, like how much space before the next thing underneath it? Where do you want it inside of the box? The top, the middle, the bottom? And again, like if you have it behind something, you could click it, similar to what we did before with the range. You bring it forward, and boom, it's in front of the item instead of behind the item. So that's text, and then you can also change the color of the backgrounds. They also have a couple of pre-made backgrounds if you don't like pineapple, or what's that, watermelon? It's yellow, but it's a watermelon. And then you also have uploads where you could upload your own images and graphics for whatever you need to create. So this is a very easy, user-friendly tool. As I mentioned in the workshop, you know how to make a custom Instagram marketing post. So if you wanted to do something for Instagram marketing, you would, you know, click Instagram post. If you wanted to do something for event flyer, same size Instagram post are what I usually use for my event flyers. They're easy, a good size that works well on all platforms. So that's a quick fix. And then how to create a custom Eventbrite header. So Eventbrite has a certain size. So let's pretend we're creating an event. And let's close these out. And then, you know, you want to use a custom size. So at the top of your Canva, it asks you if you want to use a custom dimensions. And in Eventbrite, they show you down here, we recommend using at least 2160 by 1080 for your images. So we'd go right here and type in 2160 by 1080. And it's already in pixels, so we're good to go. And we pop into this page. It doesn't have the pre-made designs, but it does help you with like layouts of how you could add the images in. And you know, all the elements are still there, but this one you're starting more so from scratch versus before when we selected one of their templates, which was with the Facebook ad. They gave us a couple of layouts that were pre-designed. As I mentioned, some are paid. So Canva does have a paid version where you could upgrade, and that allows you to. It's got a lot more features such as more fonts, more download options, more templates, just a lot more out of this graphic design tool. But the basic, I use the free version. It's really good. But if you want to do more graphic design and you don't want to pay for InDesign, or you feel InDesign is a lot harder, then you'd have to pay more. So if you come here, you know, it starts with a $30 free trial. So the monthly price is literally half the price of what Adobe Studio costs because you're only using one tool. But if you bill annually, it's a lot less, you know, pretty good deal if you bill it annually. So, you know, you created this awesome graphic. You created this awesome graphic here, and how do you get it to be downloaded, right? So let's delete this. And you want to download it to your computer, to upload it to your event or wherever you want to share. So you can share it on social media, you know, the link or embed it into like a website. Then, you know, or you share with individuals. You could also download it. They have the PNGs recommended if you want a transparent background. So that's if you decided to design something and you want it to have like no background, so you could put it on top of anything and it would work. That's a great feature. So you could have it as a PNG or you JPEG or a PDF. I would say JPEG, even though PNG is recommended. I usually go for JPEG. It's just easier. A lot of more platforms accept JPEG. Specifically speaking, Instagram. Instagram doesn't allow you to upload a PNG. It allows you to do JPEG. So you click download. Cute little quote right here. We'll type of preparing your design, and then it downloads the design right to your computer, and you could go upload it wherever you see fit. You know, and it gives it that name. So whatever text you added to the document, or you could like click here and then rename it test or boom graphic design 101, and that's the name. Then I could share it, download it right now. So let's see who's in the chat. Alrighty. Well, if you have no questions, coming back here, if we have no questions, I think that's it for today. And you know, catch me next week. The webinar that we'll be doing next week is, I have no idea. I just do them when they come up. Good and bad, bittersweet. Next week webinar will be build a startup on $100 budget, where we'll be going over how $100 could get you the essential startup tools that you need to create your first startup. Thank you guys for those who did join me, and we look forward to catching you next week. Remember to like and subscribe. You know, like video, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Second webinar ever. many, many more to come. And thank you guys so much for your time. Peace.